He might be
1-0.
either 1-0 or maybe
He is
1-0.
he's an undefeated boxing prospect.
I have to ask him.
Only in West Virginia.
What's up, New Line Cagefighting fans? We are back with another episode of Inside NLC to discuss our upcoming pay-per-view card this weekend in Huntington, West Virginia. I'm Eric Monn, and with me today is our owner, promoter, Keith Moe. Keith, you all right? That headset there? You okay?
I am ready, my friend.
Okay.
Let's do this.
You had a makeover, it looks like.
Yeah. So I went out of the country. And I don't know what happened. It just started sprouting up. But now I feel like a real promoter now. So
yeah, it looks great. It really does.
Thank you.
Let's jump right into this, Keith. NLC Fight Night 19 is coming up this Saturday. How excited are you for this card?
Man, I'm excited. It's good to get back to fights. You know, we just had one 2 weeks ago. And
not long.
Now we're a week from this one. I mean, that's the way I like it, man. I love this stuff. You know, I'm not just a promoter. I'm a fan too. So, you know, I mean, just like you, if I wasn't doing this, I'd be going to all the shows.
Yeah.
Probably hitting up promoters, see if they needed some help. But yeah, man, it's exciting. We're doing this every month now. Mm-hmm. Probably not January and February, but take us a little vacation. And then come out and do like 10 to 12 shows between March to December. But yeah, we're finishing this year strong, man. We've had events, you know, August, every month starting August, September, October, November, December. So we got the October card coming up in 1 week. And yeah, I'm pumped, man. How about you?
Very excited. I can't wait to go over that card and to watch that card live too. And to go over what you was talking about, it seemed like when I first met you, when I first started fighting for you, the NLC cards was a little more few and far between. There was kind of every 2-3 months. Mm-hmm. And like you just said, we just got off of a card 2.5 weeks ago. Here we are discussing our next card that's happening this weekend. We have a pretty big card in Bridgeport for November. And we're going to close out the year big in December in Lexington. So,
oh yeah.
NLC, man, we're all over the place and it's exciting. So yeah. Let's jump right into this.
So we're doing basically two fight cards coming up on this show. So we partnered with some good friends of mine, Team Tucker. So Tucker and Charity Lambert, they are helping us out. We're doing a USA boxing card before the Pro-Am. Mm-hmm. So we got a lot of, you know, we wanted to help get more of the local youth boxers some action, get them in the ring, get them a little ring time. That's the future. That's the future of what we're doing. And hopefully we got some of these kids fighting in the pro ranks for us in a few years, hopefully doing really well. I mean, awesome. USA boxing, that's the path to the Olympics. That's the path to high-level pro boxing. So, I mean, I'm excited to have that. Right now we have 11 fights on the card. I think one of these isn't 100% locked in, but we are working on it. But I'm going to go down the card just briefly. I don't know a lot of these people. And these are not in any particular order either. So this is not the bout order. First, I got Peyton Mayo out of Hybrid MMA in Lexington, Kentucky, coached by Sean Stefanik. He's fighting Josiah Utt. I hope I'm saying that right. Both of these boys are 15. They're heavyweights. Both of them are well over 200 pounds. So Josiah is out of Winner's Choice Boxing in Fairmont, West Virginia, coached by Turtle Hermit. I believe he's got some other coaches too. I just don't have their names. Second fight, we got a couple of 9-year-olds, and I believe this is a rematch. That's the next bout. So this one was also a couple of 9-year-olds. We've got Raging Kaysen Clark against Piper Ramirez. Okay, this is Piper is a girl. So we got Kaysen Clark against Piper Ramirez, and so Kaysen is out of the West Side Boys Club, coached by Josh Clark, and I believe some of the Hanshaws.
Yeah, I believe the Hanshaws own and operate the boys club here.
Yep, and Piper is out of the House of Best Kept Secrets, coached by Gerald Reed and Guillermo Ramirez, or is that right? My buddy Guillermo. And I believe he's like more their manager, and then Coach Reed is the coach there. Okay. Yeah, Guillermo Ramirez. This paper says Garduno. I was thinking Ramirez. I'm not sure. But yeah, so Piper's an active fighter there. She's had 2 fights. Kaysen has had 1, and that's going to be interesting. Boy and a girl getting in there and throwing some hands together. The next fight.
How old were they again? What was their age?
9 years old and 60 pounds.
Okay.
Then the next match is this is a rematch. This was a main event at another card recently in West Virginia. We have Landon Van Dyke, 9 years old, 70 pounds, against Mason the Viper Maynard, who is 9 years old, 68 pounds. And I believe Mason won the first match. But Landon is out of One More Boxing Gym, coached by Coy Witt. And Mason is another one out of the West Side Boys Club with the Hanshaws and Josh Clark. Next up, we have a couple teenagers. Got Isaiah White, who is 17, 135 pounds, from Advantage Boxing under Rick Caruso and Derek Lambert. Derek had a big pro win last night. First fight since he broke his hand, maybe 2 years ago. But big win for Derek, getting his comeback. And the other coach there, Rick just won on BKFC last weekend, I believe. So Isaiah is fighting Hector Martinez. He's also out of the House of Best Kept Secrets under Gerald Reed and Guillermo Ramirez. He is 18, 132 pounds. And see, next up, we have Ashton Bray, who actually fought for us back in March. He's the younger brother of a professional fighter, Skylar Bray. But he's 1-0, coached by Joe Blunt. He goes to a few different gyms. I don't know which one's the main gym. But 17 years old, and he's going against Edgar Gonzalez, who is 16, out of the House of Best Kept Secrets. They've got a lot of kids on this card.
Yeah, they have a lot of kids on this card for sure.
Yeah, they've got like 4 more.
Oh, wow.
And then we've got so those boys are 17 and 16. So then the next match we have I don't know if Almeid Almeid Landon, who is 38, from the Charleston Boxing Club, coached by, I believe it's Leva Carter. He has had 3 fights, and he's going against Ricardo Ortiz from House of Best Kept Secrets. These guys are all good. I'm telling you that
their secret might be out after next Saturday too. I mean,
they're not much of a secret. No. If you've been around USA Boxing, they're not a secret anymore. I'll tell you that. These guys are going around and winning a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Then the next fight we have Chase Taylor from Advantage Boxing. He's 21, 130 pounds, coached by Rick Caruso and Derek Lambert. And he is fighting Devontae Carroll. And he's with Zane Fry. So he's coached by Zane Fry. I believe they just switched to a different gym, so I don't know the name of that gym right now. This is going to be Devontae's debut, and Chase has had 2 fights. About the 8th fight, we have D. Jordan Adams, 20 years old, 156 pounds. He's had 2 fights from the Charleston Boxing Club under Coach Carter. He's fighting Kyron Curtis from House of Best Kept Secrets. And this is going to be Kyron's debut, and should be a good one there. let's see here. I don't have the 156 for Adams, 158 for Curtis. Oh, let's see, down to about number 9, Leland Jenkins, who is 12 years old, 86 pounds, going against Romeo Smith, 12 years old, 90 pounds, out of House of Best Kept Secrets. The next fight is, and this one's not locked in, but we're working on it. So we got Daquan McNeil. He has a ton of fights. I believe he's got close to 40 amateur fights. Wow. He's with the Charleston Boxing Club under Coach Carter. And I don't know. Actually, I take that back. Sorry, I was looking at this. No, I'm right. That's right. Yeah. So he was with Eric Martinez from Rising Stars Boxing in Columbus. But I don't know if this is going to happen now. And Eric has 20 fights, and Daquan has like 37.
Two very experienced guys.
Yeah, 2 top level guys. I'll tell you what, Daquan is the real deal. So like, I feel like at that, around that weight, he's probably like the top dog in the area for West Virginia. Let's see. And then the last one we have on here, these are a couple of teenagers, 16 and 17 years old. We've got Tristan Jackson, 16. He's had 15 fights. He's 142 pounds. Coached by Mike Montgomery at Hard Knocks Training Center. He is fighting Anton McCall, 17, 132 pounds. He's had 16 fights under. He is coached by Push Davis. And I don't have a lot of info on these guys. But again, the USA Boxing card, this is being put on by Team Tucker. Mm-hmm. So they're putting their focus on the USA Boxing. You and I are putting our focus on the Pro-Am card. So
we just want to go over and put share a little bit of light on these some of the youth guys fighting for for us on this USA Boxing side of the card coming up this week.
Yeah. So now we're going to go into the Pro-Am. We had 20? We had 20 fights like maybe a week ago or a week and a half ago. We're down to
something like that.
We're down to 14, but we've got a couple that may be added to this. So got a couple maybes. I'm not gonna throw out there. But let's start here. And these are in the current bout order. So
we are looking these as they're going to roll out the gate.
All of these fights are subject to change. The commission, I believe the commission has approved. I believe the commission has approved all of these. They're all approved. Yeah, all these are approved.
First up, we have out of the red corner, Austin Runyon is taking on Daniel Merriman.
Yeah. So I've seen Daniel fight. I believe I've seen Daniel fight twice. He fought for us when we did the the joint card with King of the Mountain State a year ago, the co-promoted card. Daniel was fighting heavyweight, and now he's down. He's going to be coming down to fight some cruiserweight with Runyon, and
dropped a little bit of weight.
Yeah, Runyon is 6-3 overall. He's 1-1 with us, and he's coming off of a grappling victory actually at our Boyd County card. But Runyon's excited to put the boxing gloves back on and get in there.
I think more than excited is a way to put it. He's been at every event, like helping us take the cage up.
Man.
Just walking around eyeballing all these guys. He hasn't fought in a while, and he for whatever reason, he had a fight or two there where he didn't quite make it to the fight, but I think that he is refocused, and I know he's been putting in a lot of time with some other good friends of mine, Rex White. I think Austin's coming to try to prove a lot of people wrong this weekend.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, working with the guy, putting this cage up, like I don't see how anybody can do anything with him, man. I'm over here like, oh, this hurts my back. Austin just comes over, boom, just takes it. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, he's a pretty stout dude.
Yeah, like 3 of us carrying something. He just comes over and takes it out of our hand and goes with it, man. He's like got some unreal strength. So I'd like to see him bring a little bit of that to the boxing ring, man. Just some confidence. That's what he needs, a little bit of confidence in there. But yeah, Daniel. I mean, Daniel's not a walkover, man. Daniel's a tough guy. I believe he was 2-0 and he's lost his last 2, but they were to some tough competition. I know he fought Jesse Byron in his last fight, and that Jesse's a tough out. So, fight number 2, we have. I should have put the gyms on this fight card for you there, but Caleb McKenzie out of VO2 Fitness making his debut. He's fighting Seth Owsley, and Seth trains with Grayson Spalding, and we all know Grayson's tough as hell and very skilled. So, but Grayson and his brother Dalton are excited to see Seth making his debut.
Well, Caleb McKenzie training out of VO2, that's a very legit gym.
Yeah.
I know a lot of fighters out of there, they all take it very serious, and it's a great gym. So I'm very excited to see both these guys coming out here and see what they have for their very first fight. And they're heavyweights. Who doesn't like watching 2 big dudes get in there and just throw leather at each other?
Yeah, they're high. They are high on Caleb there at VO2. So next up, we got one of your teammates, Sean Bryant, taking on Jaden Howard of EKCC under Josh Stepp, and works a lot with Lucas Spalding there. They are over around Paintsville, Kentucky. And both guys making their debuts, just like the last fight, Caleb and Seth making their debuts. But
this fight's at 141 pounds, going the opposite way here, going with some smaller guys. I don't know much about Jaden Howard. Sean, he's relatively new to the sport. He's been in the gym with us at Heathen Clan Combat for about 6 months now, maybe a few more. He's dedicated, though. He's eager to learn and eager to get better every day. He's one of those guys that 6 months ago when he came to the gym, he wasn't much work for anybody. And now, just 6 months later, not having even fought yet, I mean, it's night and day difference. So I'm very excited to see Sean go out there and perform.
Heck yeah. Looking forward to that one, man. Mm-hmm. Next up, we got a couple guys, and they're both making their kickboxing debut, but these guys have a lot of fights between them. We got Mitchell Vaughn, who is a veteran of 5 MMA bouts, and he's also, I believe he's also an undefeated boxer. I know he won his fight for us. I'm not sure how many fights he's won. Is he just 1-0?
He might be either 1-0 or maybe 1-0.
He's an undefeated boxing prospect.
I have to ask
only in West Virginia.
Only.
But yeah, we're going to leave that 1-0 part. Mitchell Vaughn, an undefeated boxing prospect, coming over to kickboxing to make his debut. And we got Gage Householder on a lot of people know him as Gage Adrian or just Gage, or what's his nickname? I don't know. It's something
I'm just going to call him 12 Gauge. So
that might be his nickname. It's something like that.
That's your nickname now, 12 Gauge.
If it wasn't, now it is 12 Gauge. 12 Gauge Householder.
I'm very familiar with Mitchell Vaughn. I go to his gym quite a lot to train. Mitch is, like you said, he's a MMA-based fighter. He likes to take guys down and beat them up and choke them out. But the dude has got some wicked kicks. So that's going to be a good, an exciting fight. I'm very excited to see Mitch go out there and see what he has in his very first ever kickboxing fight. Because, like I said, I know whenever I go over to spar him, it's just I've asked him 2 or 3 times, "Why are you not kickboxing, man?" And at 125 pounds, the guy's got some power too. I'm 175, 180, and he makes me take a back step every now and again. So.
Both of these guys are wanting to be active. They've both been around it for a little bit, and I wouldn't say either of them have been super active, like maybe 2 fights a year, maybe. But we've got Mitch scheduled for we've got him on the next 3 cards. He's on
something like that. Yeah, the dude's in the gym every single day. I mean, every day. 4 o'clock in the morning, he's at the gym.
So he fought for us in August. He was gonna fight for us in September, and he was gonna fight Stephen McGrew, and then Stephen passed, and so Mitch is coming back. He's fighting kickboxing October. We've got him for MMA both November, December, and he's probably a little upset at me for not having events in January and February, but he'll be on all of them.
He messages me at least once a week, being like, "Hey man, do you have me signed up for this card?" I'm like, "Hey, you have a fight in 2 weeks. You have to do."
He's like, he is so active that I think it's driving his coaches crazy. They're like, Mitch. They're like, you got to go through us. So, but
that's going to be exciting.
I like that, and Gage too. Gage told me he's coming after some belts, boxing and kickboxing. So Gage also said he wants on all the cards. Anytime we can do boxing or kickboxing, he wants them. Any West Virginia fight, he wants on boxing, but he's doing kickboxing this time. But we're going to try to get him a boxing match in December. But
2 active amateur 125 kickboxers. I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Next up, we got a heavyweight boxing match. So these guys both have some fights between them, but I believe it's going to be their amateur boxing debut. They both had some prize fights, where it's the redneck brawl, rough and rowdy type of stuff.
Yeah.
So this is going to be their first time doing the 2-minute rounds. Really, more boxing based than brawling. But there's a lot of these guys coming out of redneck brawl and rough and rowdy, and the biggest example would be Brendan Kelly. I mean, look at him. You can't tell me he's not a boxer now. But a lot of these guys, they get into it. They get into it for the money or whatever, for the fun, for the social media attention. I don't know, for whatever. Eric is gone. All right. Okay, and we are back. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So we were talking about the E-Step and the Mouse fight. Yeah, I was saying these guys get into those money fights, those 1-minute round fights. They kind of get a love for boxing, and then they want to do it for real, and do some amateur fights, and then look to go pro.
Yeah.
So so E-Step is he's undefeated. He's 2 wins and a draw. Tyler Mounts, he's had a fight as well. They both fought through redneck brawl. Looking forward to seeing these guys get in there and do it in a real amateur fight. All right, fight number 6. We've got Lionel James. He's a veteran of a lot of fights. I believe he's had 15 fights.
He's had quite a few.
8-7 record. And he's fighting Summer Brady. Summer is a transgender boxer from New York, maybe Long Island. I may be wrong, but the New York area there. Summer has a massive social media following, like massive. So, Summer recently fought Brittany Vaughn at the Rough and Rowdy Brawl. It was a pretty good fight, but looking forward to this one. Lionel's tough. Should be a good fight. They are fighting at
158 pounds.
158 catch weight. They're both they've both been fighting up around 165, and they're both wanting to start going down to 152, but kind of meeting right in the middle for this fight, and then they're gonna see how that goes and then go down next time.
Now, will this be Lionel's first time at this low of a weight?
I believe so, but he's a smaller guy. When he fights at 165, he's always like a lot smaller. He's like what do you call those people? Like you? Like short. He's short. Short people. There's a song about you people.
Short. No reason to live.
But
All right.
Lionel's built like a tank, man. I think the reason he
Yeah.
doesn't fight at 152, he's carrying a lot of muscle, so he's coming in, giving up a lot of height and reaching all these fights. But the dude's a tank, man. He looks like an NFL running back. He's built real good. So
he looks like Yolo Romero's kid.
Yes. So when Lionel James gets down to 152, I could even see him doing 141. Maybe if he gets like the right nutrition and everything and learns the weight cutting. But he's going to be absolutely jacked, and he'll be a powerhouse in those weight divisions. All right, moving on, and we've got
the main fight on our preliminary card.
Yeah, we may not even do a intermission there, but right now this is the last one on the prelim. We've got Josh Luby of VO2 Fitness coming in against Tyler Holmes, who is undefeated. So Josh is 1-1. Tyler has 1 win, 1 draw. I believe his draw was, it was with James Estep, actually. Yeah, pretty sure that's who it was. But dude, both of these guys, big muscle bound guys. And I'm looking forward to this one, man. They're gonna be coming in, throwing some bombs. I mean, Luby's been training, man. He's been training VO2. He's got a really good team around him, so he's probably gonna look a lot more technical. Like even though his second fight he fought a really, really good fighter, like he was looking more technical, and and that's been several months. So we're gonna see a different version of him this time, I think. And Holmes, he is training. Man, I want to say he's training with Coy Whip, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Okay. But he's putting in the work too, so should be a good fight.
And moving down, main fight on our preliminary card to kick off our main
card.
That's
a big fight.
Is Brittany Vaughn versus Starvin Marvin Workman.
Yeah, this is going to be a boxing match, and they are calling it the rubber match. And they still want to do MMA.
They fought once before, right?
They fought twice before. I believe
both boxing.
Marvin won the boxing, and Brittany won the kickboxing bout. So they're wanting to do MMA to settle it. Then they both decided to do boxing. So we were going to run that MMA bout in November. But they decided they want to run it in Huntington. They want to get on the Huntington card and throw some hands.
And both those competitors with a lot of experience. Marvin Workman, who now is probably 19-8. I think he took a loss last night in a hard fight where he looked great. But he's 19-8, and Brittany Vaughn 9-5. A lot of experience between both of these fighters.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, when we say Brittany, like Brittany is another transgender fighter. And man, you got to commend them. I mean, you got Brittany, you got Summer. We also had Gita Figueroa fight for us. All transgender fighters, and they're fighting men. They're like they're not out there trying to go and fight girls where it would be totally unfair and just smashing them.
We've seen that in the past in other promotions.
We won't allow that. That will never happen here. We will never let a transgender female fight.
I don't think any of them have ever asked either.
They haven't. No, and they all know it's not fair. And Brittany said it too. Like it would not be fair for her to fight, anyone who was born female. It just wouldn't be fair. Like Brittany would hurt somebody. So, no, they're taking it serious. I think they're doing it the right way. A lot of people criticize them for fighting at all, man, but they got dreams. I mean, who am I to ever tell somebody no? I mean, like this is my dream, promoting fights. Like ever since I was younger, I wanted to build my own thing. I wanted to be a fighter there for a while, but I've always wanted to run my own league. I really hope it works out. We're nearly 20 events in, so I guess you can say it's working out.
We're working out pretty good.
Yeah. So like Brittany, Gita, Summer, they all have a dream of being professional fighters.
Well, me and you had a conversation a while back about this, and we basically came to the conclusion, we said the same thing, that at the end of the day, it's people who fight. And we are in the business of matching people up to fight other people. So
And about Lionel, you see a lot of people when I ask them to fight a transgender fighter, they say no. That's like, I'm not doing it. But whenever I came to Lionel James and let him know that, hey man, like I don't have a lot of options in your weight class, and I told him who I had. He's like, hey, I don't care the color of their skin. I don't care what they look like. And he's like, I'm a fighter. He's a fighter. She's a fighter. Like we're fighters. Like we fight. That's what we do. If we're in the same weight class and and it's us, if we're going to be matched up, I'll take it. We'll get in there. We'll get in there and do our thing. So
they're all there to get their hand raised.
Thank you to Lionel. And so I really like that. But we're going to moving on down. And our own buddy here, Fight Bros own and NLC's own, David Fournette against another buddy, Ben Wilson. Ben is the photographer for Team VO2 Fitness and Delta.
I gotta say that's the one thing that NLC has that no one else has. No one else. If you have a problem with our matchmaker, with our commentator, with our promoter, you can fight them, man.
That's right. Elijah says something you don't like.
Yeah.
Put on the gloves with him at NLC 20. We gotta give Elijah. You gotta give Elijah some time to get back in the gym now.
David Fournette, a good friend of mine, and like you said, Fight Bros co-founder. He's been putting in the work. He hasn't fought since this time last year. That was his first fight. He's looking to come in again and make it 2 in a row for him. He's been putting in the work with a lot with me and some with Mitchell Vaughn and Zach Wilds and a lot of work in at their gym actually. Dave's looking good. I know he's excited. He's ready to get in there.
We joke around. We talk about Dave being a commentator and Ben being a photographer. That's not what they are. They're training every day. Ben's been in the gym for a few years training. So Ben's been training for this fight for a long time. I believe he's had a few other fights fall through. We tried to get him matched up several times. It just didn't happen. But Ben's not just a photographer. He may have gotten into it through photography. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm lying to the world here. Well, I don't know what got him into it. But Ben's training, man. Ben's training as much as anybody is. He's putting in as much work as all the professional fighters we have on this card. So, he wants to do this, and I'm excited to see him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, Dave's 1-0. They're doing a 182 catch weight. Dave is a little smaller. Ben's a little bigger. They're kind of meeting in the middle. It's Ben's first fight. He's a little bigger, but Dave's a little smaller. But he's 1-0. He's fought before, and he had a good win over Hunter Schmokel. And Hunter's not an easy fight either.
It's been a while since Dave has fought though. He trains a lot, so I'm kind of curious to see if. Sorry, Dave, but if you're going to have any of those. I don't know what you call it, like ring rust, I guess. It's been a little while since I've been in there, so I'm very intrigued about this fight and very excited to see it.
Oh yeah, me too. Moving on down, we got somebody you are familiar with, Cole Ward.
Yeah. A fight I'm very intrigued by also.
This is a fight, we're fighting in Huntington. But both of these boys are from Mingo County. We got Cole Ward from Mate One, and we got Justin Coleman from Del Barton. I played football with Justin. I'll tell you what, he's tough as hell. I don't know like how skilled he is in boxing, but I'll tell you, like you can't hurt him. Like he was a really good linebacker, really good running back. Denzel Chapman will tell you the same thing. I believe they actually played football together in school. But yeah, I played some semi-pro football with Justin back in like 2012, 2013 range, around that time. And dude, he was a little more muscular then. I guess he's not been playing football, but he's getting it back. He's been working. And Cole's been pretty active. Yeah, Cole is
active. He started fighting.
Yeah, so Justin's coming into this. He's 5-2, but those are all semi-pro bouts. 1 minute rounds. And Cole is coming into this. He's had 5 MMA fights now?
I don't know if it's quite that many. He's had
4. Maybe he's 2-2.
I think he's 2-2 MMA, and he is
0-1.
One boxing, yeah.
Yeah, he had a draw with Evan Atkins at our co-promoted event last year in Madison with they had a really good fight.
Cole's gotten a lot better since he first, just his very first started fighting. He's also one of those guys too where I like Cole a lot. I fought him. He's one of those guys who he's kind of like me in a sense that he might not be the best fighter like out there, but he's in the gym every day. He wants it, and he has heart, man. Like, you can't teach that. Like, he has that kind of heart. Like, you get hit with a punch that knocks a lot of guys down. He just bites down on his mouthpiece and comes straight for you. And I love that about him.
And he may not be fighting like that anymore. I don't know. He's training. He's got some good coaches. So, I mean, he may be he may come out boxing now, especially, fighting a guy that's a little bigger and stronger and more aggressive.
Yeah.
We may see Cole looking to fight on the outside and not get into those brawls and not be coming forward like that.
It's also
he's fighting a pit bull here.
It's also worth mentioning that I was scheduled to fight Justin Coleman. Injury took me out of that. I fought Cole Ward before, so maybe we'll see old Dag get the winner of this one later on.
Yeah, so that's the word on the street that when Eric comes back from his injury, he's getting the winner of this fight. We're gonna move it up to heavyweight so these boys can eat.
I've been eating cupcakes and everything.
Speaking of heavyweight, we're moving on. We got 2 more heavyweight amateur fights before we go to our pros. So this is going to be a good one. We've got Zach Shrewsbury coming in at 2-2, fighting Nick Fisher, and Nick recently signed an exclusive professional deal with us. So that will begin immediately after this amateur fight. So, Nick's a guy, he's been around the game for a long time. I believe Nick's been fighting since maybe 2014, 13, 14, 15. I know he was fighting in 15. I believe he was in it before then. He's been fighting since, he was legally allowed to get in the cage, I guess. As soon as he hit 18, he was in there. He's got a lot of MMA fights. He's got a lot of kickboxing. He's had some kickboxing wins too. And he hasn't won a boxing match yet, but he's fought his loss was Matt Adams, who was 4-0 as a pro now.
Yeah, it's a scary fight for anybody.
Yeah, so nobody knew what Matt Adams had coming into that. That was Matt's boxing debut. And so Matt and Nick went in there, and nobody knew how it was going to go. And then that's the day we learned that Matt Adams is he's a beast.
Juggernaut, yeah.
I mean, at least in boxing, we know he's a beast in MMA, state champion wrestler, and he just mauls people. But we didn't know what kind of hands he had until he got in there with Fisher. And we knew Fisher, had some hands, but Matt's 4-0 as a pro, so I mean you can't hold that against Nick. And then he came in, he took a fight and fought Dalen Jimerson, and they went to a draw, and that was actually the fight of the year.
Yeah, that was a great fight. that was my debut commentary, and that was a great fight.
Yeah, great fight of the year. He won. Nick won 2 rounds. He got dropped. Was it in the 3rd round? He won the first 2 rounds, and then Dalen dropped him
late in the 3rd round. Yes.
Yeah. Dalen is known for those deadly body shots, and he caught Nick with one that probably would have put most people out, but Nick got up. I believe he just barely beat the count, got up like the 9 count, and then he actually went on to win the rest of that round too. But with the knockdown,
he's taking on Zachary. He's taking on Zachary Shrewsbury.
Yeah. Zach Shrewsbury
just won his last fight like a month ago by knockout.
Big knockout. Yeah.
That
was even though that was his 4th fight, that was like his coming out party for laying somebody out.
I was going to say he's another guy who's a little younger, and he's up and comer, and you can tell he is just now starting to hone his skills, and it's going to be an exciting fight to watch, and I can't wait to be there for it. Zach's with
a really good coach. He's got Scott Kuhn. Some people know him as Jonathan Kuhn. I call him Scott, but Coach Kuhn's been around the game for a long time, and he's got a lot of good young boxers over there, and Shrewsbury is one of them. So I'm looking forward to this. He said Shrewsbury is he's already a lot better than the last time we saw him, and the last time people saw Shrewsbury fight, which there was no pay-per-view of it, that's when he won by 1st round knockout. I believe it was like early 1st round knockout, laid somebody out. He's looking sharp. Moving down, we have this is going to be a good fight.
Another Heathen Clan combat fighter.
Yeah.
Mr. Robert
Grubbs, 4-0.
He is kind of an interesting story here. Robert is 4-0, but the guy has not fought in 13 years.
Yeah.
It's one of those deals where 13 years ago he was a badass, and then he went on like a cake eating competition. Probably he's gonna hate me for saying that. In the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, he's dropped like 100 pounds. He has became rededicated in his life to being a fighter and becoming the best version of himself that he can be. And the guy is one of the most dedicated guys that I know or have met, and especially at our gym. So
yeah,
he's hungry, and he can't wait for Saturday night.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about Grubbs. And then on the other end, we have Jonah Atkins and man, what was his coach's name? But Jonah's with a really good team, like a legit team. I believe they're around the Columbus area. He's 1-1. He came out. He has a loss to Alex Davis, and he's 1-1 on paper, but he's got a lot of smokers as well, and he's got a lot of sparring. So he hasn't had a sanctioned fight, I think, since 2021, probably early 2021 when he fought Davis. But he's I'll tell you what, that fight, he really impressed me. He had Alex hurt, and then he gassed out, and then I can't remember if Alex finished him or not, but he hurt Alex early, and then Alex came back like hard. He was looking to finish, and you know, Alex like doesn't even like cover up. Like Alex was hurt, and then he came for the kill, and then Alex just blasted him. So
I saw a few of Jonah's fights, and he's got a good chin, and he's looking to throw bombs the whole time. So it should be a
he may be looking to box now. He's with a really good team. Like he's got a really good coach. So I'm looking forward to this. So it's a guy that's 4-0, hasn't fought in 13 years, and against a guy that's 1-1 and fights like every month, but unsanctioned. So yeah, should be good. All right, the next fight, we got two guys that are professional MMA fighters, both making their professional boxing debut, and both have been sidelined for years. So it's a big comeback for both guys. So we got Stephen McBride. He is, I believe he's from Beckley originally, lives in Huntington now. He's involved with some local ministry stuff there, and I believe helping a lot of people who are recovering from drug addiction. So Steven's a great guy. He's got a brother that's also a great fighter, and I've never seen him box. You know, MMA, he mauls people. I believe he was like 7-0 amateur, or maybe 7-0 or 7-1. I think he was 7-0 amateur MMA. But yeah, he's making his professional boxing debut, and he's fighting Billy Poe from Moorhead. Billy, I saw some video of Billy kickboxing in Thailand. Billy's good. Billy's pretty good, man. And these guys know each other. I believe they were competing around the same time. They never crossed paths, but they are both very aware of one another. Because when I was telling Steven about Billy, he knew a lot about Billy. I guess he told me he followed Billy's career because he always had a feeling that, I believe he had a feeling his brother was going to fight Billy, because Billy was usually fighting at like 170, 185, and that's where Steven's brother was fighting. But now they're doing heavyweight boxing, so Billy moved up into Steven's weight class.
And that is our co-main event in the night, and that kicks off the professionals of the night. It'll be a professional heavyweight bout, 4 3-minute rounds.
Title fight.
Mm-hmm.
Undefeated kickboxing champion Justin Comical Rich Wine coming in to fight your teammate and a guy that you are very high on, Timothy Dunn, who's making his kickboxing debut. But he's not new to fighting. Tim has more fights than all of us put together, probably.
Yeah.
And he's fought a lot of top level guys.
Tim has been at Heathen Clan Combat for about a year now. He came in right before we got our new facility, and immediately right away, I mean, I was just like teach me more. Teach me more. The guy, he has so much knowledge about fighting that it's insane.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this fight. I know Tim is. I've never seen him the way he is right now. Like, he's usually in the gym. He's always working out hard, but right now, these last few months, he's just. The guy's different, man. He's. I've been telling you for the last couple of weeks, like, Tim is hungry. He wants it bad. He wants nothing more than to take that belt home off of Justin's waist and give it to his little girls. So I think Tim is almost prepared to kill himself in that ring to make that happen.
I'm looking forward to it. That's
Yep. And Justin's
got his leg kicks. It's when he's in there, man. You're not hearing these big pops. You're getting these thuds. You're getting these thuds. Thud. He's getting deep, man, and getting into dude's muscles, and he's taking everybody's legs out. It's not always he'll say this too. It's not the prettiest thing, but it's effective, and that's why that's why he's undefeated, and that's why he's got the belt, and he's in both of his kickboxing fights. He's fought some pretty good fighters. He fought Matt Garrettson, who we know. Matt's been in Vegas a few times, fought on some Mayweather cards. He fought Teddy Bear, and everybody's very aware of Teddy Bear, and so two pretty tough fights, and
that is a hell of a way to end a great night of fights. Two big, strong, super heavyweights, not heavyweights, super heavyweights are going to go at it for possibly 4 rounds and duke it out over that kickboxing time.
Yep. Doing 4 3-minute rounds.
Can't wait for next weekend. That is going to be one hell of a time. Keith, it has been fun. I cannot wait. Yes, sir. All of you New Line Cage Fighting fans, thank you for sticking with us this far. We'll see you then.
We'll be back. It won't be months. We'll be back soon. I promise. Eric, how do we turn this thing?